Hey, what are you doing up there?
I'm keeping them 6 feet apart. You stay back, okay? I want a clean fight.
No, they're not the ones fighting today.
Oh no, too late.
Hello, everybody. We're here today. I'm Puppeting. That's Froggy. For
All
what?
right.
For what? For Superman and Lois, Season 4, Episode 6, where Lex Luthor loses his shit.
Pretty much. This is, but what's great about this episode, there's 2 stories going on. There's a subplot that's been going on with Jordan, and now with Jonathan getting his powers. And basically all the kids are learning to be adults, to figure out what they want to do with their lives. Jonathan wants to save lives, and he's doing way too much. His parents are noticing it and want him to slow down. Jonathan says, "Well, Jordan, hey, if you get off your ass and actually do this, I wouldn't be doing this all the time." But and so Jordan is basically kind of like he's afraid of. He finally admits at the end of the episode, though. Well, he actually because he doesn't want to do it, so he basically calms down. Then, if we go to Mr. Producer slide number 2, he goes there to get a job at a diner with Sarah, who hates her job, and she's like, "No, there's a rule."
She looks like she's 30 there. Oh my gosh!
I know, right?
Is she okay?
She's been working there forever, for about a year now, right? Yeah, and he wants to get a job there, but she says we have a rule: no cats allowed. Anyway, so he wants to get a job there, and he moves around. Meanwhile, we have Mr. Lex Luthor. Yes, he's pissed off because he threw a temper tantrum, didn't get his way, so he starts boxing, starts working out.
My daughter didn't want me to attack Lois Lane. How dare she?
How dare she not support me being a psychopath?
That's right.
The cycle. Remember, the whole point was called "Break the Cycle." That was that last episode.
Psychopath is what you said, not psychopath.
Yeah. Yes. To break the cycle, because the last episode.
Wait. I need to clarify this. Do you think the title of last week's episode was "Break the Psycho"?
No, I didn't say that. It's cycle.
It's cycle. He's not a psychopath. He doesn't enjoy just bicycling.
Who said that?
You did.
Get your ears checked. Anyway, what's turning into would have been a 15-minute to an hour because he's interrupting me.
Anyway,
my point was that last week's episode was to break the cycle. Basically, he was trying to prove that he isn't a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Norman Bates. Anyway, so his daughter rejects him. So now he's done with it. So basically, he burns everything he has. News clips of her, a photo of her, and he's done with her. He's confronted by Vanessa Yao. Yvonne Chapman. Sorry, they're both hot. I get them confused sometimes. Anyway, Yvonne Chapman basically turned out to be Lex's new lover. Basically, they're not married, but she's this is the girl. Basically, it's the same ultimate choice that his ex-wife did: support me or leave. And so we eagerly wait this whole entire episode, but she's given enough reason to basically want to make her believe she's going to leave, because she had no idea that Lex was so obsessed about this. Lex wants to build his basically new headquarters in Smallville, and turns out that Lois is basically approached by Lana. Actually, no. Lana approaches Clark, who is now more. We learned it. He's more human. He's got gray hair. He can't hear as well, said the boys. He, as I predicted, I think he's going more human towards the end of the series. But anyway, so they go to this woman who'll be in a bright corner, is in the white. We'll call her white sweater girl. Anyway, white sweater girl is gonna basically have the land, and she's basically is convinced by Lana. Well, she's convinced by Lana and Clark that that Lex Luthor is a bad person. So
Yes.
she goes with them to the bar, the town where saloon, whatever.
She goes ahead and she says, well, it's a lot of money, but when I think about all you've sacrificed for this
Yes.
town, looking at Clark.
So everyone, including the girl who revealed last episode, the black girl, I forget what her name was, Aisha, I forget her name was. Anyway, Sasha or something like that. She basically, everyone thinks that Clark Kent is Superman. So, and Clark starts to notice this after a while with her, and is like, what the heck? And he tells Lois. Lois freaks out a little bit, but that was it. He's like, and she asks, "Are you okay with that?" And he's like, "You know what? I kind of am, because these are nice people. You can trust them." He's already brought a secret now. It's turning into Bendis, man, where everyone knows that Superman is Clark Kent. I'm just waiting for the public speech, but yeah. So she goes in with Lois and Lana, and basically, she says the deal's off. Yvonne Chapman up there, and says, like, what do you mean? We shook on this. And he's like, well, things come to my light, and I just can't do it. Lex Luthor shows up, flips a gasket, basically says we had a deal. How about how he raises the price, and then he tries to bribe the other people, and he turns down, and then he basically starts to threaten her. And so later on, where I am 6 feet apart, because those two are about to like snap each other and she says, how dare you not tell me about this whole entire revenging with your daughter here, and you can't give me your revenge. She's like, I sacrificed. She basically, you were in jail. I kept your business going for 10 years, and I earned every single money dollar that I made, and you're throwing it away for something petty. So because of this, because Lana interfered, he sends Otis over to Lana's place in the middle of the night, and she only woke up because she smelled the gas on the stove. She's attacked by Otis. She's saved by the daughter, by Sarah. Sarah beats him with the baseball bat, and this is where we get this little photo here. Slide number 3.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Here.
They're talking, and this is where Jordan has, and I love this because we're going back to the kids again. Jordan has a moment where he wakes up and he realizes, if I had got my head on my ass earlier and I had my actually listening instead of ignoring my powers, I could have been here. I could have prevented this. Even Justin, or not Justin, but Jonathan says, yeah, I should have been here too. He's like, I've been overwhelmed too, and everything. So, and she says, it's not your fault. You can't be here everywhere. And this is, like I said, it's a very eye-opening, because Jonathan now realizes, and Jordan just realizes that I have gifts. I can't ignore them just because I'm scared of what something I may do, may hurt somebody. So after this, Clark, knowing seeing that it was Otis, goes in a town square, yells at the top of his lungs, and he basically yells for Luthor to get out there.
Luthor!
Early in the issue, basically Lex had basically talked about, and asked, did Milton deliver the thing I wanted? Sure, yeah. Basically turn all the street lights into red solar light lamps. Basically, this take away Superman's powers. It starts raining. They start fighting, and Clark at first gets his ribs kicked in, but then he gets the upper hand, and he starts letting his frustration out, and he basically puts Lex Luthor's head through a car window, but then he's choking him. But then he looks over and he sees that his family there, because they had heard the commotion, the boys and Lois are standing there, and then he comes to senses and he stops. Lex Luthor says, "See, I knew you're just like me. You're not no Boy Scout." And he leaves him there. He walks away like a badass.
You really are.
Clark,
the guy who's going to beat your ass because you attacked a woman, an innocent woman.
Yes, we got 4 minutes of a nice, basically, slobber knocker, knuckle drag, basically fisticuffs fight. Yeah. Really cool. This ends up with Clark at the table, talking to and the boys come in and like, oh my gosh, that was great. You kicked his ass. And Lois says no. It's like, that's not the right answer. And even Clark surprised him. He says, no, I shouldn't have done this. I gave in to what he wanted. Your mother's right. We have to be on our guard from now on, because Lex wanted this. He got what he wanted. We don't know if he was even recording this. That's the other thing. He always has something up his sleeve, but Lex also got his face beat up, really bad too, because he had expected the fact that Clark still has power. She's stronger than Lex anticipated. Yvonne Chapman ends up going back to the LuthorCorp tower, and basically, she confronts him, and he says, "You gave me an answer before. Well, he said, choose the other," and she says, "I choose you every single time." So now there's super evil queen, husband and queen, or king and queen now, but of LuthorCorp and all, and they're one. They have unity. The other thing's going on is that, well, Sarah had told her mother, you know what, I just don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, so her mother says, no, she wanted to quit the job and go, study, travel and stuff. And her mother says, do it. And even though that Sarah didn't want to do it, her mother said, you deserve it. You don't need to worry about this. I'll be fine. So it ends with the boys.
With Luthor, it'll keep you safe.
Yes, it ends with the boys basically talking to Sarah, and they're walking, and she's like, well, he's like, well, you visit me? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, you want to go? She's like, well, somewhere in Greece. And what? He's like, oh, well, this. He's like, yeah. And the boys mischievously look at each other, and they look at her. He's like, how about we just go show you? And she's like, no. And they fly up, and she screams as they go up in there, because she's never done that. Had to fly before. So it's like, yeah. So I really like this. They're giving characters, proper. It's probably the last time we see Sarah. I'm saying for this season.
Maybe.
Series. Yeah, I think so. Unless they do a flash forward, whatever. We don't know. But I really like this. The boys have their own Lana Lang. Kind of like this, someone who knows their secret. Because I don't know what the future is. If they're gonna have them wearing the suit, maybe
we have how many episodes are in this season?
I'm not sure. This is episode 6. I want to say probably 10.
I think 10 too.
There's 4 more episodes. I'm curious what they're going to do at the end of the series. But Lois told Clark, "Go see your mom at the fortress. You can't keep doing this.
You got to find out what's going on with you."
Like I said, if you haven't watched this episode, and I know this is a big spoilers, even if you got spoiled, you owe yourself to watch that fight at the end with Clark Kent versus Lex Luthor in a red sunlight, basically in the rain, in the parking lot, not parking lot, basically like the town square fighting. It is great. It's 4 minutes. This series is we had the fight with Doomsday. Now we have the fight with this. The other thing is mentioned that John Henry is dating Lana Lang. And that, well, guess who knows about it? Because we get some cool drops here. Hints. Lex says, well, the last guy, I know him. Your associate, and it didn't go well for him, hinting that he knows that John Henry is not the same Henry from this Earth, probably, because he recognizes that technology. And the other thing was that Yvonne Chapman's character says, "You're doing this all wrong, Lex." He's like, "What then?" He's like, "I didn't have help." No, you need a suit. We're gonna get the. I really hope we get the purple and green power suit.
Me too.
I want the Legion of Doom.
All out.
Yes. Why not? Because if this show goes all out, and then the funny part about this is if this show ends up being better than James Gunn's Superman, what a humiliation that's gonna be.
Well, I'm hoping it's not. James Gunn's Superman looks good.
Yes, but
things can be good.
But like I said, this has been a great series. This is a surprise series, because remember when this guy first started out, the Tyler Hoechlin as Superman and Supergirl, no one liked him. You actually give a character a good writing staff, a good supporting cast, and you actually make the character more likable. Wow, this guy did a 180, and now everybody loves this version. So, and then I did not like this Lex Luthor version at first, because I was like, come on, I don't need no biker version of like. He's
growing on you though, isn't he?
Like that horrible goat chin hair, whatever he's got. It needs to go away. I thought I'm like, oh, he's shaving. Oh, he's still got the freaking little goat.
I think he is going to end up shaving that off before the end of the.
Or it's going to get caught in the suit. But anyway, But honestly, I'm looking forward to this. Will we get to see Milton Fine? Or are they just going to keep name dropping? Because for those who keep forgetting, Milton Fine is the name that alias that Brainiac used.
I don't think so. I don't think we're going to get to Brainiac. I think it will just end with Lex.
Well, I'll just say this. It could end with Lex and leave us on a horrific cliffhanger with Brainiac.
I hope not. I think they knew that this was the last season. They're ending with that knowledge, so it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like I said, maybe we'll give a happy ending. But I'm curious. So, will Jordan get a suit, or Jonathan actually get a suit, like we saw in? Well, he had the Connor Kent. Yeah, Super Twins.
Let's do it.
Right.
But no, this is a very good episode. You are right, Frog. We want to hear your thoughts, though. So leave them in the comments below. Also, like and subscribe. It helps out the channel.
One final thought. Final thought is that with Clark dyeing his hair, we're going to have a Kingdom Come hairstyle for Superman. Ooh. We're going to have I think we're going to have a time jump like Gotham.
Maybe.
Remember Stargirl had a 10-year thing? Maybe we'll get that with the boys. Yep.
We'll have to wait and see. But we'll be here next week for more Superman and Lois. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Remember, only you can start forest fires.
Why would they do that?
Why would you not? If you have the power to do it, do it.